Yo, what's up, guys? Interesting topic I want to talk about, and this is just actually one small part of it of how to pull more LDs in the game. But this just gives you the brief idea of like, okay, what helps you to get more LD5s? And sure, swiping is gonna help. A lot of people are gonna be comments like, just swipe more, you get more. Yes, that helps, but that's exactly not the point that I'm talking about right now. How can you actually get more LD5s is by doing certain content that gives you LD scrolls. And, well, I'm currently on my alt with the save for R5 thingy. You do get a lot of scrolls, especially LD pieces, from doing Arena right now. And let me tell you that Arena is one of the most underrated content in the game. A lot of people just simply do not like to do this. I know Europe server is very active in Arena, but all of the other servers are pretty much just not active for this as well. And you're getting legit LD pieces right up. Besides just these LD pieces, you can also buy extra LD pieces for the ones over here. And I do actually know a whole bunch of people that say like, yeah, but I have like 3,000 million days in and they only buy the Devilmon every week. They don't even buy these. I'm like, of course you're not getting your LD5 because you're not actually playing the game. But rather than me telling you, saying like, oh, you should do this and the higher rank, the better, let me show you the math of you getting an X rank equaling to how often will you get an LD5 based on doing that for a longer period of time. And then keep in mind, this is just Arena. Imagine you start doing Arena, you start doing TOA Hell, you start doing your Siege at the higher level, you start doing your World Guild battles, you start doing your Inter-Server Arena. All of those things give you a few LD scrolls, but also mystical scrolls, which translates into dupes, which translates into LDs, which does translate into LD5s. If you play all of the content, you simply get so many more scrolls for getting an LD5, rather than just saying like, oh, I log in and I do the daily event and I do the other event that's going on, and then I have like, what, 5-6 LDs a month, whereas someone else that plays all of the content would have so many more LDs. And that is one of those things where a bunch of free-to-play players have a lot of LDs as well. Sure, you need your fair share of luck. There's no pity. We know all about that. But let me show you the math on this one. So I did already make the whole sheet, but I'm gonna show it like piece by piece to not overload you with data right away. So first of all, each of the ranks, what kind of rank is corresponding and how many do you actually get. But we have to keep in mind, the moment that we start doing Arena, we also buy the 10 extra, which are the 10 that I've showcased before, which are simply these from the shop. And we make the assumption that if you don't do any Arena, you also buy none in there. Well, then in the end, like it's going to be none. So it's like none times none all the time. But sure that. These would be the amount of LD summons that we're looking at per week. So if you do get Legend, you get close to 2. Sure, getting Legend is very difficult. I would say aim like, depending on your rank, trying to get like the G1, G2, G3. But even if you already have like P2, P3 rank or even P1, you still get a lot more where they're like getting nothing. Like if you just get C1 compared to P3, which I think a lot of people, if they put effort, they could get there. That is already double the amount, which then of course times 52 is simply saying how many scrolls do you get per year. And then we're looking at real numbers. Then we're looking at like, okay, C1, I'm just kicking in 26. Oh, G3, I'm kicking in 83. And you all know like a summon session of 26 LD scrolls, like, oh, I hope for like 1 or 2 lightnings. But an LD summon session of 83 scrolls, then we're really talking, right? Then by taking in the logic that on average 286 scrolls is a LD5, you also see the difference in how many percentage of like an LD5 do you get per year if you have to reach all the way to the 286. Sure, some people are gonna get that way earlier, some people are gonna get that way later. It's no pity. That is kind of the thing in the game, but hey, it does kind of give you the vibe of saying like, okay, just getting G3 Arena for the whole year gives me a 1 in 3 chance to get an LD5, which in the end, yes, it is a good amount of like 160 weeks of G3. It is long, but in the end, hey, it's just one piece of content and there's multiple content similar like this that you can do to get your LD5 in. Because in the end, sure, there's still like, if you're just getting C2, just by Arena getting a like the average rate of getting an LD5 is about 9 years. The game is 9 years old. You get the point. That's very long. That's very lengthy. But the moment we go to P3, we lower that about half. The moment we get to G3 or G2, it is 3 years. And in the end, it's just adding more chances. It's the luck of the try. Getting an LD5 is the luck of the try. The more tries you throw at it, the more chance you have. But there's something that we do tend to forget with this actually, which is the following. you can translate mystical scrolls into LD scrolls as well, because every time that you summon a dupe, you can get an LD scroll, or you can get LD scrolls from that as well. Whereas in a lot of cases, people simply do not do their arena, and if you don't do your arena, you're not buying these. And if you do all of your arena the whole week, you can buy all of these, and most of the time you can nearly buy like half of these. If you do that for guild battle, it's also like if you're in a higher guild, you can buy pretty much 2 stacks of these while also still buying the LDs. If you do a lot of RTA, you can buy 2 or 3 stacks of these while still buying the LDs as well. So those are definitely things that you have to keep in mind, but let's translate mystical scrolls into an LD5. Let's see what the odds are for that. So first of all, we need 200 mystical scrolls for 1 net 5 on average. Every of those net 5s will give 3.33 of the LD summons, which would mean we need close to 86 net 5s to get enough LD scrolls to get to the average rate, which does also mean we need about 17,160 MS to get to the point where we get an average LD5 from just trading duplicates into that, which 17,000 MS is a lot of MS. But then let's take the odds that we take 15 per week or even 30 per week, which adds in the chance to, which gives us the chance of getting an LD5 by not that much, but it adds in a little bit per week extra. It's just a 0.1, still more than nothing. But per year, it does actually kind of add up, 9%. And if we add that 9% to all of the values that we had before with all of the LDs that we did do before already, we actually look at getting a G3 rank for the whole year. It's giving you a 38% chance to get an LD5. If you do also get 50 or 30 mystical scrolls from Arena every week. So it's that plus buying all of the 10s normal extra. So that, yeah, that's a decent amount of LDs if you ask me. So yeah, might this video make you think like, hey, I want to be playing a little bit more Arena, but I don't have the units for it. I don't have the idea for it. I don't want to re-room for it. In the video description down below, I will put the video towards the offense guide, defense guide, but also a few tips towards Arena in the first place. Offense and defense guide are the ones from last year, so meta did slightly shift, but the idea is kind of the same. Later around end of January, I'll probably be remaking those things, because first I want to be remaking the tier lists, and then I'll be looking at remaking like the offense and defense guide for Arena, maybe also do it for Siege or something like that. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. But let's actually go into the Arena Rush, which I did last week. But I just wanted to share a little bit of extra information of, and also if the math is wrong, please let me know. I'm a human, I'll probably mess up somewhere. But yeah, this was just an interesting thing for me to check. Like in the end, if you get like Guardian ranks, the odds per year, like sure, it's a long time investment, but it shows something like, hey, as free to play, you can get LD5s. You just have to play the game. And this is just Arena. You can also do Siege at G3. You can also do your World Guild battles, your inter-server Arena battles, your RTA. And you can get a lot of scrolls from a lot of locations nowadays. It's not just the events. Dev is all set. We got 27 minutes left on the rushing clock. Well, let's see if 27 minutes is still enough to kick in high enough rank. I think it is. Love it when the armor break sticks on you. Holidays stockings are only 100 a day. No, you can get infinites, but you get the double for 100 one time. That's it. In lower ranks you still see some stuff with HP lead, but in high ranks barely ever anything that is not related to speed leads. I should actually only be hitting the people all the way at the top. If you hit people all the way at the, well, all the way at the bottom of the list, so that are higher in the ranking. Because if I hit anyone that's like a whole bunch of points below me, and they will give me less points. So even if the matches are faster, it will still kind of cost me time effective getting points. $15. I think it is almost worth it to wait at 15. Because with these I get like plus 6 or 7 points. Which isn't really worth it. Segment on defense. It's not that bad, but it's also not crazy good. If you don't have a Trident, going segment on defense is definitely an option. Because of course it will start to focus on things like your enemy Lucians or Tianas or something like that. China Martina on defense. Actually, the very first inter-server rush that I did, I had China Martina on defense. But that was when that was a little bit better than it is right now. Different times, different meta. Fairly different. Let's see how many armor breaks I stick. Did get 3. Didn't kill some. Silence still rocked in over there on the left. Perfect. Yeah, you don't want to go without a speed contest on your defense as well. Do you remember Susano, Raccoon, and Garo being meta? Yeah, that's a very long time ago, but yes, I definitely do remember. Actually, my first year of SWC, that was 2018. I lost because my Garo didn't crit the second hit. If he critted one more hit, I would have been one round further. I was actually playing a lot of Garo back in 2018, 2019. It was also around the time where it was less common for people to have like all good net 5s. Whereas currently, I would say it's a lot more common in RTA, even in lower ranks. A lot of people have most meta units. Back then, everyone was missing so many normal meta units. And most people had like by best 1 LD. Sometimes 2. Yeah, it's been a while since that time. It's been a while. Very seldom I still use Susano. If the enemy is on a full fire team with a bunch of AoE hits, Susano can still be interesting. It's just that his base stats are pretty bad. I've been talking about it before. What if they would make a 2A for a 4-star family? Well, sure, the ninjas already have one 5-star in their family, but it would be pretty cool to see the other ninjas also get like better stuff. But then again, if they were to ever do that, they would probably take a family where the whole family is shit. Such as, I would say samurais or so. Yeah, we're already G2. So I've been rushing for Rakshasas, yeah, like where whole families used to be used, but currently no one uses those. And there's definitely some families where the whole family is pretty bad. And it's mainly more that they're just missing base stats to be good and that their kid is really bad or something. Well, I used to be OP, yeah. Phantom Thieves, those are all pretty bad. Yeah, Hua used to be one of those 4-stars. If you pull that as a 4-star, you're super happy. I remember pulling mine, I was like, yeah, nice, nice. I can do R5 and I can do this and that, and it's like super good. It even was meta back in the days for Giants. It could push back the Giant enough to be meta for Giants team. Yeah, exactly. Hiraki's saying exactly the same thing, yeah. Okay, we're J3, we're done. Well, we rushed for 7 minutes-ish. Yeah, Lauren didn't exist back in those days, no. Is there G1 this week? When the rush, or at least an hour before the rush when I checked, it was pretty much rank 100 at 1600 points, which means that no, there's not. Because you need to be 1600 points and rank 300. So they should actually, especially in the soft reset weeks, or in general, just like in the soft reset week is where you really notice it, but they should in general just make it a ranking system rather than a point system. Because the point system doesn't really make too much sense, to be honest. It should simply be like, if you're rank 300, you're G1, no matter how many points you are at. And this is Europe. This is the most active server in Rush out of all of them. So I can only imagine in other lesser active servers how many ranks are just missing because people don't have the point threshold. Like they would have the ranking threshold but not the point threshold, so therefore they just simply do not get the rank, which is just lame. And therefore people are missing out on the LD scrolls, people are missing out on the crystals, especially in the LD scrolls. For the people here in the Twitch chat, I am planning to do a video for this Arena Rush, which does talk about if you don't do Arena Rush, or you don't get a certain rank in Arena Rush, how many crystals, or not even how many crystals, how many LD scrolls, and therefore how many LD5s on average are you missing out on? Oh wait, that's not something that happens all the time. Since you're silenced, I think I will try to give that a kill. Okay, didn't get enough attack bar. That's an interesting one where my Grogan doesn't full kill. Doesn't happen that often. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of scrolls that people are missing out on if they don't decide to rush. And even just rushing for like C1, C2 or something like that, it already helps. Is Hagen good in this? What would give bar to you? Let's just see. I'm curious. Yeah, it is actually a lot. I already did the full math on it. You do get, it takes you about, on average, 3 years of just rushing. Oh wait, yes, that. Forgot about that for a second. And we didn't silence the most important one to silence. Thank you for the Nefty's nerf. But yeah, it takes you on average about 3 years of getting G3. And then just from Arena, so that's excluding doing whatever other content, your siege, your events, your random getting a net 5, anything like that. All of those things excluded. Just only doing Arena Rush and getting the rewards from Arena Rush takes you about 3 years on average to get an LD5 from. Which is actually a decent amount. Like if you combine that with everything else, kind of adds up. Arena needs to change badly. I think people are just undervaluing the rewards. I don't think it's even that bad. How would you room Brita? That's one of the very few units I don't have. The only thing I would say change to Arena is where you don't see the names that you're hitting. I think that's the only good change that they can make to Arena right now. Besides that, I think Arena is just heavily undervalued. But what are Ivor? You want to have the thresholds of the specific stats. That's all I know. But I don't know what those are by heart. Oh, this is kind of a weak team. Weak to the dot team. Yeah, no name and no icon. They should absolutely have done that like since years ago already. Because there's too many like people helping each other out, guildies helping each other out, blah blah blah, politics. Should be just nice and fair and square of just everyone hitting everyone, right? That's a nice amount of disperse stunts, I guess. Should still win though. But yeah, names should definitely be hidden. Would you mind doing that a little bit less? Okay, that helps. That helps a whole bunch. Yeah, this thing on the left is full at damage, so if he rocks a skill too, that's where things die. Well, I think Arena is one of those content things which they actually update the least. They haven't done too many updates to it in general. And the same version, which is even stronger. We didn't strip. But any debuff he's rocking are just like pretty much full healing. Well, this Seimei that I have is also a little bit cheating because Seimei by itself heals a lot. But the Seimei that has a 29 recovery skill 1 artifact heals an insane amount. So yeah, that's not really helping his case. Yeah, back in the days in Europe, we had a lot of people helping each other out as well. Currently, it's not as much anymore. But it's definitely still a factor that's in there for Rush, where guildies, of course, help each other out. Or they just, like, are with, like, 6 people on the Discord and saying, like, okay, he's high up, hit him, Roger, Hank, Gerald, call everyone, hit this guy. That kind of shit. I think that still happens in a lot of servers. So for that reason, it would be nice to simply remove that. It's not that hard, it's not a rocket science. Well, that kind of shit does happen in EU, yeah. But I think in Asia and some other servers is even worse than that. I think his recon is legit healing me. And up. Everything nearly dead. Yeah, it's also people boosting each other, even if it's just like, if there's 3 or 4 people all giving you 1 hit all the way towards the end, you just insta-climb like, what, 30, 40 points? Which is definitely something that does, like, it doesn't happen often, but it's definitely something that does still happen from time to time, which is just lame. This thing is gonna heal my ass. Oh, well, if he was landing debuffs, he would have healed my ass. Okay. That's better, more debuffs. Look at this HP. Full! You had 3 debuffs, you went from 0 to full. It's so stupid, man. Save is just stupid. Okay, and getting a few more hits. But that is fine, it's still somewhat on the early side. Plus, I could easily hit them back anytime I want towards the end and ruin their rank. That's always the thing, like, there's this danger that if you... Whoops, I hit the mic. If you hit someone that you know that can probably hit you back very fast, if he leaves you in his defense log and he hits you all the way in the end, you're pretty much just making yourself a target. It's always dangerous to hit someone that can hit you back. But then again, do I not? That's the big question. This one, we could definitely go for this, because you have no speedy stuff in there. Well, I definitely do know that in other servers, even without rushing, you could still get, like, Guardian rank or P3 rank or those kind of things. Which I think is just dumb for the other people not to be rushing. Like, rushing just gives you so many good rewards, man. Sure, especially global has more of a time zone issue. Because the people playing global, yeah. It's the time zone of one side, so it's even midnight on the other side. Because they're using West Coast time zone. I don't give a shit about East Coast. Well, it also depends what defense work, really depends on the meta and stuff. That's definitely a big factor. Like, sometimes it's very good to go for these weird stall stuff. Currently, it's pretty common to go Triton 33 leads. Other times, it's something else. It's also... I kind of like it in Chronicles, where you can see what people hit you with. Well, then again, I'm a streamer, so I'm showing it regardless. But there's a lot of people that don't show regardless. So I'm actually the only one suffering from that issue. So therefore, for me, it would help a lot if I could see how other people hit me too. But then at least you could see if you're mostly getting slow cleared or fast cleared or anything else. Rush starts 12 AM. Yeah, 12 AM is not that bad. Like, if you're in Europe and you're playing global server, it's like 4 or 5 AM. That's really bad. They need arena replays. Yeah, something like that. Or at least show what you've been hit by. But legit, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not even saving that data. Therefore, we don't see it. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's something we have been asking for at least, I don't know, 16 million years, so that's never gonna happen if they haven't done it by now. It's so funny to see this thing just die to, like, oh, you took a second turn. Oh, you're dead. Yeah, it's still very important to at least be countering that team. Because there's, I think, a lot of people... Well, count Samdwet. Adriana counters Samdwet. It's definitely one of those things that does counter it. He failed once and he succeeded the second time. I also keep seeing more Jan Hans on defense. That was you? Yeah, I just noticed after as well. It was you. I'm mostly just trying to focus on not hitting guildies. But I've been mistaken with that sometimes as well, especially if they don't have... Or they have like a profile picture that looks a little bit different than all of the others. People are so fast nowadays. Kinda true. I had one rush, it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where I got outsped a lot by people, but... Suddenly, not that many people outspeeding. Still got about 5-ish minutes. You can definitely notice the difference in how tanky some teams are. Some teams McGrogan just one-shots the whole thing, some teams not at all. Let's see how hard it is to deal with a Kinky. The Kinky is despaired, might be something. If he would have taken an additional turn, it would have been a little bit more annoying. Because he would have gotten an end turn on the S2. I would most likely hit something too much because of the ragdoll. It's actually kind of good defense. Ragdoll defense is definitely not bad. Neftis was nerfed for just the silence. Rest still all lands. It's just the silence being at the lesser rate. In this case, I would have to kill the Triton. If I don't kill the Triton, I would be in a bad shape. Should be killable. Oh, even killed the Devaraja. Isn't Devaraja built on like just speed HP normally? Interesting that I actually full killed it. Imagine they added Oblivion to the passive of Neftis. Yeah, you don't need to make it that OP. That would pretty much counter everything that denies dots. It would instantly become the most OP unit in game. A long shot. Three minutes. I can hit more of these in 3 minutes. But make it 50. She already is most OP. Nah, then you're outdated, my son. Gianna's definitely still most outright unit in game, but it's definitely not the most OP. Okay, for arena offense, maybe. Okay, for arena offense, she is. But that's kind of the only thing where she's that OP. Oh yeah, this is where we get Roger, John, Hank, call everyone. Hit A, hit A. I don't give a shit. Okay, I could hit a few of those, but being too picky. Miles on defense would be okay if you were to put Swift on him. Vio, I don't think he's fast enough because the enemy most likely doesn't have all will runes. Gianna for RTA is definitely not that strong at the moment. She's good, but definitely not that strong, at least in high ranks. Okay. Do we have one more hit in there? That guy's actually a lot lower ranked than we are. One more hit. Not sure if I can one-shot this, but just let's try. Ah, he's faster than me. That sucks. But that's where I have the 100 res unit for. Hehe. 100 res, will Tiana. Well, that's pretty much time. Not too bad. Rank 8 for 27-minute rush. Not too bad, not too bad. Did get hit a little bit more this week than last week. Still not bad. And now, of course, gotta do the rifles. Thermals count as nafties? Yes, sir. Yeah, nafties definitely did get a bunch more counters now than it had before. Wait, should I actually... No, it's nearly the week reset. Anyways, it is month reset almost, so I mostly like to save some of those things that I can get the new rewards fast. But no, it's not that bad. But yeah, you can definitely see... Wait. That's actually kind of funny. Wait, where the hell could I see my defense log? Battle log. Yeah, this is like exactly what I was saying, why you would need to not have to be able to see like your enemies. Because these hits, except for this guy, is all the same guild. Yeah, except for this guy that hit me, or then, yeah, that hit me 3 times. It's all the same guild. So that's why it would be nice if they just hide all names, so you don't see any of that shit. Then again, I don't really care, but yeah. For the offense, was mainly the Grogan. Pretty much didn't use anything else. Just the Grogan. What else did I use? Oh wait, I used dot team. Dot team over here. And main thing is you all want to have the same speed in this order, where you could move all around front of tricks, that's fine too. And then Hagang, that's about it. And Mook 1 replace tricks. I wouldn't recommend that, because Mook 1 lowers the enemy max HP, so it's not that great. No, my team is actually, this team is mainly stall-ish, yeah. But a lot of people, I'm pretty sure most people slow clear this. Fast clearing this, you're not gonna clear that, but if you would slow clear that, it would be kind of bad. Why exactly 286? 286 is the next tick. So you want that or faster, that's what I would recommend. But yeah, that's that for the rush. Wait, you did... Angato did 20 hits, 118. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there. See?